All right, we're live. Welcome in to another edition of House Money Fantasy's Lineup Builder. As you can see, I'm having some technical difficulties. We're all having a little bit of technical difficulties, but this is the final time we're going to get it rolling for sure this time. Joined once again by my guests, Charles, Cheesy, and Rob. Why don't you guys introduce yourself one more time?
What's up, guys? Charles here. No longer sweating the NBA. I won. Yay.
It's me. It's that C-H-E-E-Z. Rocking that J Smooth jersey.
From New Jersey.
Nice. And I'm back. I apologize for not being here last week. I had a death in the family, so we'll try to brighten this up, though. We don't need to talk about that stuff. So to brighten that up, I got a new sponsor for our video podcast tonight. Our unofficial sponsor of the show tonight comes to us from the great state of Florida, but he broadcasts worldwide. This sponsor is all about those people who are tired of that 9-to-5 grind. They don't want to go to work and be working those banker hours. That's right. Tonight's sponsor is indeed Clock Dodgers. Clock Dodgers is a website and podcast that talks sports, movies, TV, hot topics, and more. The creator of the site and podcast is Neil. He does a great job over there, so make sure to search Clock Dodgers on iTunes or other podcast apps for Android users and hit that subscribe button. Whether you just listen once and you don't like it or whatever, hit that subscribe button, get him a 5-star review. You can check out his website at clockdodgers.com, and you can follow him on Twitter at clockdodgers.
All right. Without further ado, let's get to it. We'll go through our quarterbacks one more time, even though we did in the last rendition of this for anyone who was listening. But once again, technical difficulties, so let's roll through it again. I can already tell you that among these top quarterbacks, we've agreed we'd like Andrew Luck the best. Charles, why don't you give us a little bit of lowdown on Andrew Luck here?
Luck's at a great price at $6,900. It's only the third time this season he's been under $7,000, and he's at home with a great matchup against Houston. The last 4 games, Houston's been giving up 20 points per game to the QB, and even better, quarterbacks that rush at least 3 times are averaging 24 points per game against them. Back in Week 6, Luck put up 24 on them. Luck's averaging 24 at home. I mean, it just equals up to great play.
Yeah, I definitely like that call a lot. Cheesy right below him, I know you touched on Stafford earlier. Want to talk about him again?
So at home this season, Stafford has exactly 1 interception in 6 games. And the Lions aren't going to lose 2 games to the Bears. I'm sorry, you Bears fans here. But I think the Lions should easily win that game, and Stafford should have a nice game.
All right. Rob, anyone else you like above the 6,500 range we haven't touched on yet?
Above 6,500?
Yeah, like a top-tier play.
Yeah, Jameis Winston was the guy that I mentioned.
Oh, yeah, Jameis Winston.
He's obviously going up against the Saints. They're 26th in pass DVOA, and they've given up the 13th most points to QBs. It's right in the middle of the last 5. And like I said, I just like him paired up with Evans. If I'm going to go that route, and I can do that in cash and still get DJ.
Yeah.
A couple different ways.
Yeah, I like that call. Scrolling down here a little bit, we have Aaron Rodgers at Seattle. Don't want that. How about Kirk Cousins, 6,300 at Philadelphia? Cheesy, how do you feel about Cousins this week?
I like that.
You like that?
He has 10 games of 11 this season with hitting cash value. And something I'm going with this week is attacking teams that have just thrown their season away. So Panthers, I think, have given up on the season. Jets obviously have given up on the season. Browns never started their season. And I think the Eagles have given up on their season. So I think Redskins could really dominate this game.
You got to watch.
I like that call. How did
Ryan Matthews
did he play it?
I can't even laugh. That's not even funny.
He played last game against Philadelphia. He put up 18.32, and like you said, he's been a great cash game play all year long. So I can definitely like that call there. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Any love for Andy Dalton at Cleveland in this spot?
Maybe as a GPP play, but that's it. I don't think I could, even against Cleveland, I don't think I could go with him in cash. Don't even know what the weather's like there yet either. I'm kind of curious about that. I know in Cleveland it's been rough lately.
All right. Always got to get my boy Dak a mention in the podcast here, even if we're not on him this week. Have you guys looked at him at all?
GPP, I think he's a nice play.
He's
I'd rather
really
use
haven't
Cousins
seen
in
him.
cash.
Yeah.
I have him listed as a cash play. I just haven't pulled the trigger.
Yeah. I mean, he's hit cash value like literally every week besides last week against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then we can go back to the man that absolutely burned us last week with Colin Kaepernick. Charles, how do you feel about that? You back on Kaepernick again even after last week?
I'm definitely back on Cap. And he's going to definitely be in my personal cash lineup. I love the matchup against the Jets. The Jets are letting quarterbacks average 19 points per game against them. Running quarterbacks that attempt at least 3 rush attempts are averaging 23 points against them. I think the snow is really what did in Cap last week. Rob mentioned the first time we tried to do this that was the first time that Cap's actually played in snow, and Chip Kelly even came out saying that he was having a lot of difficulty gripping the ball and didn't want to ask him to wear a glove to help out with the grip. And that's kind of one of the reasons why they decided to go ahead and bench him and bring in Gabbert.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, probably not a good game plan by them by not practicing in Chicago all week with those temperatures. But so anyone else below Kaepernick that we'd even consider for cash? Or no? We're not touching anyone down there.
Not in cash, no.
All right, so let's
that far down.
I say we're gonna plug in Kirk Cousins for now, and
Patrick.
Oh God, if we need the cash, we can always go down to Kaepernick. Running back, we're playing, like we said before, we're playing David Johnson every week until he is what's his salary cap on DraftKings? $50K. Until David Johnson's $50K, we're gonna play him on draft. Steven, why don't you give your nugget one more time?
Yeah. In his last 4 games, he has 85.7 DraftKings points just with his receiving numbers. So he's averaging 21 points per game just with his receiving numbers. And then you have whatever he does in the running game, which he's obviously one of the best running backs in the league. So he has wide receiver 1 numbers and running back 1 numbers. That's ridiculous. His price should be at 20,000.
So he's basically an elite wide receiver that happens to get 20 carries a game.
Exactly. No reason not to use him.
That's unreal. All right. Now we're back up top looking here again. Anywhere we want Le'Veon Bell or Ezekiel Elliott at all? If we can, it's going to be tough to fit them both with David Johnson. Or fit either of them with David Johnson, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it with Cousins. I'm going to be looking to get Zeke in there. Now that JPP's out, I think that hurts the Giants' run defense a lot. He was playing the left side, which is the side that you go to stop the run most. I know he's destroyed the Cowboys all the time. So, I mean, I don't ever like to see a guy get hurt, but, you know, a little part of me likes that he's not in. I mean, since week 2, Zeke's only had 1 game that he hasn't had over 100 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah, he's definitely been elite. Do you like him better than Le'Veon Bell up top this week?
I do. I don't know. It's just a gut thing about that game. I'm kind of avoiding Pittsburgh altogether except for Green. Yeah,
Pittsburgh on the road is a whole different animal. Even though, let's see if it hasn't affected Bell too much. That's weird. Actually, if you look at the numbers here, I believe – sorry, I'm just jumping around real quick. Yeah, it's weird that – because did we touch on Big Ben in the quarterback section here? Rob, did you touch on Big Ben? Okay. Because I was going to say it's just odd that Ben's home road splits don't actually really affect Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, which is interesting. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. Scrolling down here, who else do we like? Anyone else? Let's see, above the 6K range area. You want to touch on?
Not in cash. In cash, if I'm not going Zeke, DJ, I'm going down under around 5K area to find me a running back, get some value.
We only have 4,800 remaining per player, so they're going to have to save some money. How about Jeremy Hill against Cleveland? Jeez, how do you feel about that?
Before you do that, I do like Jordan Howard.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not, maybe you want to fade DJ for some reason. And actually, I've actually made some with DJ and Howard paired up together. The Bears have nothing as far as a wide receiver core. Every week it's a different receiver. You got Matt Barkley at quarterback. They're gonna just pound the ball with Jordan Howard, and that's
You don't have any hot Josh Bellamy takes?
Oh god, that's a wide receiver section,
but not for 3,500.
Yeah, he gets a huge workload too, or a pretty big workload most games. I mean, last game he put up 32.7, and his price dropped. I know the matchup's worse, but still, I think that's a nice price for him. Scrolling down here, Cheesy, I know you want to touch on Jeremy Hill in this spot.
I do want to touch on Jeremy Hill.
Probably one of the best matchups you can get as a running back.
All right,
Not at all.
I was just saying how we want to attack these teams that don't really care anymore. Like, people are like, oh, the Browns haven't won a game. They're going to go all out for this. They don't care. Half the team will not be on the team next year. They have the worst defense in the league in DVOA, 31st in the air and 29th on the ground. And Hill's 5 career games against the Browns, he has 95 yards and a touchdown in 3 of those. And since the Bengals are touchdown favorites, they should be up. And they've won each of the last 4 games by 14 or more points against them. So I think Jeremy Hill should have a nice game here.
Is this a correct stat line? He had 9 carries for 168 yards last time he played the Browns.
He got hurt in that game.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Wow, that's that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You definitely.
Week, he only gets 33 on 23.
Yeah, something I normally look at with Jeremy Hill is he does have a home road split, which I believe he has had pretty much every year of his career, which is a little bit concerning, but I mean, it's Cleveland, so I'm definitely good with Jeremy Hill. Let's just look down some more here in case you want to save a little more cash. Charles, who do you like around this 5K range?
I love Frank Gore down at 4,800. Houston's allowing 15 points a game to running backs. And back in week 6, Gore lit him up for 106, which I believe was the first 100-yard rusher that the Colts have had since like 2012 it was. Something crazy like that.
Well,
I mean, you don't have to worry about Gore's workload. He's going to get the touches. Every now and then you got to worry about the TD getting snaked out from under him. But I think in this matchup, he's very, very safe, especially at 4,800.
Yeah, one of the things about Frank Gore is he's been so consistent. I mean, the last 2 games he has struggled, but one of those is with Scott Tolzien, so I don't really count that one. And other than that, he's had double digits in all but 1 game besides his last 2. So, yeah, definitely a solid play in cash. Let's see. Who else, Rob? Anyone else you like around this range? Or you want to look a little bit cheaper?
Give me Todd Gurley.
Oh, Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
at
$5,000
all year.
No, give me at $5,000. He's not worth a look in GPPs because he can't hit that value, but he can hit 15 points. Going up against Atlanta, who has given up the 3rd most fantasy points to the running back. I'm sorry, 2nd most fantasy points to the running back over the last 5 weeks. They are 26th in DVOA, I think. 27th in DVOA against the run. So just plug him in, get 15 points, be happy.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of narrative is word is Jeff Fisher's playing for his job. We'll see how true that actually is. And if he wants to win,
what is that?
Why didn't they just extend him?
No, they extended him. Okay, so here's what happened. Apparently the extension happened earlier in the year. but they just announced it this week for some reason. I don't know why they.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then now apparently he's also on the hot seat if they don't turn it around this year. I don't know why the man still has a job. I don't.
He's
That's-
the
we
most
can make a whole-
consistent coach in NFL history. I don't see what
We
the
can
problem
make a
is.
whole podcast about how bad of a coach Jeff Fisher is, but we're
Consistently
gonna have to
7-9
stay away
or
from
8-8. I don't see what the problem is.
It's the
It's
mustache.
just-
That's why.
I don't know. I don't understand. I have a friend that's a Rams fan too, and he's struggling through all this with Jeff Fisher. But definitely, if he wants to win, riding Todd Gurley is one of the ways to do that. So, anyone else around, let's say, closer to 4K? Any cheaper plays we like
I
here?
like Tim Hightower a lot if Mark Ingram's out.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be the most chalky play if Ingram's out. And I actually think it's looking like he's not going to play. He came up on the injury report. He didn't practice today. So I think, he might not play.
Yeah, Tim Hightower's the chalk if Ingram's out.
Yeah.
But let's. Do we want to assume Ingram's out and just plug in the chalk here, or do we want to make it a little more fun and say Mark Ingram's going to play? Up to you guys.
Mark Ingram's cursed. I know that.
Who else around 4K? You guys like anyone else, Charles and Rob?
Nah, not
Not for.
Not that low?
I could do Rob Kelly in a GPP, but not in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say Rob Kelly. He's going to get the workload there.
Yeah. Besides the guys that we've touched
Rob,
on
didn't you say
already,
something
there's
about
no one
Ryan
I would
Matthews
plug.
earlier? Did I hear you say something about Ryan Matthews or no?
Yeah, they're rumored
Joke.
he's coming back, so you better play Wendell Smallwood.
Oh my God. Yeah, honestly, whatever Doug Peterson does, do the exact opposite, and you'll be very profitable in
That's right.
DFS. Because I don't understand. He just refuses to tell the truth about his running backs. I don't know what advantage he gains by that, but
There's one guy I want to throw out there. 3,600, Jarek McKinnon. I figure
In
they're gonna
cash?
be. I mean, I
Oh,
used him on
no.
Thanksgiving slate in
he needs
cash.
10
It worked.
points. But he hasn't really got. He's gotten 10 points, 10 plus
Thanks,
points
yeah.
3 times this year.
It worked out
The
great.
last 2 weeks, though, he does have over 10 points last 3 weeks.
Well, he finally
weeks.
scored. That's the reason why
Yeah.
I'm on even with despite Kaepernick.
Is
Yeah,
Jaguars are pretty.
but even without that
Oh,
touchdown, he'd still have around 10. So, there's no one out, man.
Yeah, no, it gets pretty bad down
Yeah,
there.
it gets better. Don't look down there. All right, so let's just assume Mark Ingram's playing. So we're not going to go Tim Hightower. If Mark Ingram's out, then we'll definitely plug in Tim Hightower here. So
Throw
we
in
can
Gore.
go. Yeah, I was going to say
48.
Gore. Yeah, let's go Gore. And we'll move on to wide receiver. All right, we don't really have the money for a top wide receiver, but let's definitely talk about them. Who do we like up top? Anyone this week above like this elite 4 receivers above 8K?
Evans is the only one I consider in cash, and that's just because they're at home. But I think the Saints are going to try to bracket him and try to do whatever they can to take him out.
Yeah, I think not playing Mike Evans in cash ever is usually a decent strategy.
Yeah.
But just because the
You
man, I
can't-
mean, look, he's so volatile. Like it's just so hard to play him. He's been
Just
actually,
So
He's
many
probably been-
targets, though.
yeah, he's definitely been a little bit more consistent this year. But I know last year it was ridiculous how it was. No one knew when to play Mike Evans. You just had to kind of get that one right. Let's see.
I'm okay with Antonio Brown in cash as well. I mean, like you said earlier, the home road splits don't really affect him.
Yeah, he's been
Buffalo.
better on the road.
Yeah,
I don't get the point paying up for receivers if you can get David Johnson to be your paying up receiver and running back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just talking about him just in case anyone wants to go that route.
I'm not saying put him in this lineup, but
Yeah.
I do have him in a couple.
All right,
Nice.
scrolling down here. Is Brandon Marshall still 7K?
Wow.
Yeah, I won't touch him with Bryce
No.
Petty.
Why is he 7K? I don't even care if they're playing San Francisco. He should not be 7K. All right, let's scroll down.
I'm playing him in yearly, by the way.
You are?
Yeah,
Anyone around the
Rob
6K
Brown.
range? A little bit more mid-range here? Or no?
Oh well, I want to play T.Y. Hilton.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
I mean that's my top price guy. I mean because if you're not going to be able to pay up for Evans or AB, like T.Y. Hilton, going against Houston, who is now going to have no Jonathan Joseph. They are letting up. Give me 1 second here as I try to find my stat.
22nd against wide receiver ones.
22nd, yeah. DVOA against the number one receiver.
Yeah.
I just think it's the T.Y. Hilton game.
Oh yeah, I can get
Just
behind
like
Hilton. I mean, he's at home. That's a +2.
Yeah, it's always a plus for T.Y.
I don't know
Hilton.
how we feel about using Frank Gore and T.Y. Hilton in the same lineup. I mean, T.Y. Hilton makes my cash player pool, but I'd rather go
Yeah.
down to some
Well,
other.
we have to save anyways, so we can't
Yeah.
really play. We're just touching on all these guys. Anyone else on the 6K range here? that we
6K?
like, Yeah, like Tyrell Williams is 6'1".
I couldn't
Yeah.
trust him in cash, not with one arm.
I
But he,
mean,
He
I'm
did
probably
okay
going
with-
to use him.
He had one big play with one arm last week.
yeah,
was so good.
yeah. Can't rely
Yeah.
on that in cash, though.
Just imagine
Yeah.
that team if they had Danny Woodhead, Keenan Allen, and Tyrell
Oh,
Williams.
they'd be great.
That
Oh, I
offense
would
is going to be ridiculous next year.
All right, let's go. There'll be no DeAndre Hopkins takes on this pod. I forbid it.
Not doing that again.
Oh,
Anyone? Any love for Sanders or Crowder?
I like Sanders
Ooh.
and Crowder.
I do too.
Like both of them?
Yep. As long as
Simeon plays.
Simeon plays, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
on track to play, so it's
Right.
looking
Do
good.
we trust Sanders for cash?
Oh yeah, I'd trust
Oh, yeah.
Sanders over anybody else on that team in cash.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that's saying that much there.
He has eight or more targets in every game but one this season, and he has a ceiling. He's gotten 30 points twice this season, and Titans rank 30th in DVOA against wide
Yeah,
receiver
that's
twos.
why I feel better about him in a GPP, just because he's gotten, what do we need, like 15 points from him, and he's done it 4 times this year. So I'd rather go at the same, or at 100 or less. I'd rather go Crowder, just because Jamison Crowder's like my boy, and I've played him because he's gotten what? It just keeps going, double digits in all but one game still.
The move is to play them
Well,
both.
I was going to say,
Play them both.
the way our lineup's going, we might have to just throw them both in there.
Yeah, we could do that. We want to do that.
I would love that. But I got a bad feeling this is way too similar to my actual cash lineup, so you guys, I don't know.
All right, now we're gonna need to save some money here. So let's see, around 5K. Scrolling down, Tyler Boyd, Mark Jones. No,
I think
anyone
the
around?
best,
Sorry, what'd you
I
say?
think the best place to go to save some money is to go all the way down to Robbie Anderson at 3,000.
Yep, you read my mind.
Robbie
is
Anderson.
putting up some decent games.
We're gonna have to search his name because
What do
I
you
don't
have,
know what
12
the price.
second half targets with Bryce Petty?
Yeah, Bryce Petty likes him. The 2 games he's played in with Petty, he's got 3 for 69, and then last week 4 for 61 and a touchdown.
Yeah, that might be.
The matchup fits for him too, and I know last 6 out of 7 weeks he's reached just about cash level.
The Niners have also allowed the most, so maybe not after that terrible no touchdowns to the wide receivers by the Bears last week, but as of last week, the 49ers had allowed the most passing touchdowns to opposing wide receivers. So definitely touchdown upside too. Yeah,
So-
I like that.
Do we think he passed Quincy Newell on the depth chart?
I don't even think
do we
that
have
has to
snap
be the
counts there?
thing.
I think they're both playing enough.
Hold on, I'll get us.
I can
I'm
get it
looking at
for you.
DVOA for
I'll
wide
get a snap
receivers
count real quick.
against the Niners. They're 30th against ones, 26th against twos, and 15th against other receivers. So I don't know which one Robbie Anderson is. Maybe with Bryce Petty, he's the wide receiver 1.
Yeah, let's look at these. Hold on, we'll just see who played more snaps, because that's always a good thing to know. You're looking at wide receivers and running backs. All right, well, Quincy Enunwa played on 92% of the snaps, so I don't think Anderson's going to get ahead of that. But Anderson played, let's see, Robbie Anderson played 81%. That's still a nice number for 3K.
Yeah.
And possibly the number 1 target. I'm definitely all behind that punt. I mean, anytime you can get he is min price. Anytime you can get a min price guy like that, they really don't need to do all that much. And even if you miss on them,
Yeah, it's not going to kill you.
it's not going to kill you because you need 9 points from him. Like if he gets 1 point, you're still going to be fine, or you still have a chance to cash.
It just means you have to hit on your other higher price.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, we need him in this lineup to save money, but like I just said before, I really don't like using a Jet this season. They don't care about this.
Yeah, but Petty's playing for something, though.
Yeah, he's definitely playing for something. Let's go to tight end. Who do we like at tight end here? Anyone at the top tier?
Eifert.
Eifert.
Give me my luck of the Irish.
And Cash?
Yeah, who else is going to score touchdowns for that team? I mean,
Jeremy Hill.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. He's their best option. But we can't really afford to pay that much for tight end anyways.
You just asked who you wanted in that.
No. I'm just letting all the opinions come out of every press.
I'm just telling you, Cleveland's 31 in DVOA against tight ends. I mean, he's gonna put up probably 6 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, he's a great play.
Yeah, I like it. But we're gonna have to save money anyways. Let's move down here. Who else do we like? Fedorowicz. Are we on Fedorowicz again this week?
I like him.
Oh, yeah. Love him.
Put up 20 points against Indy last time.
Yeah, lit him up for 6 for 85 and a touchdown.
Yeah. It's going to come down to, though, I think, could come down to Ladarius Green versus
second worst team.
Yeah, the Colts are really, really – they allow, I believe, a lot of receptions and yards to tight ends.
Yeah, I think they're the only team that's worse than them is Atlanta.
Yeah. They allow more receptions and yards than I believe anybody.
I know this sounds stupid, but I think CJ Uzomah is going to score more DraftKings points than Tyler Eifert.
You would take CJ over Tyler Eifert?
Yeah, it just kind of feels
Where's Rob's love for Tyler Eifert? You need a prop bet here?
You guys got to know I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I'm going to take my play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Points?
So are we making 2 prop bets?
Oh, yeah, we haven't told the viewers yet. Charles and I'm a Giants fan. He's a Cowboys fan. We have a little bit of a bet going on. Giants getting 3 points at home. I will take my Giants in that.
Take them and lose. That's what you'll be doing.
And when the Giants win outright, he'll be wearing a paper bag on his head next episode.
Tune in.
I'll even wear a Giants jersey with it. I'll borrow my friends.
So do we got any bets then for this Fedorowicz Tyler Eifert? Jeez, you're giving up a big edge in this bet.
I did not say Fedor. I mean, I like.
He said
Uzomah. Who did he say?
I mean, I said CJ Uzomah.
Oh, I thought you said Fedorowicz over Eifert.
Nah, Fedorowicz over Eifert. I wouldn't take that.
Yeah,
Fedorowicz has got
I was going to say, you're giving up a big edge there.
Oh, I would take Fedorowicz over Eifert.
Yeah, I would too.
You would take Fedorowicz to outscore Eifert?
Yeah, this week.
I don't know if I could say that.
I just feel like the Bengals, like what they,
That's
That one's a little too hot.
That's a little too hot. If you're spotting the points there, what is that, like 6 points probably with the salary? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's get back on track here. Ladarius Green or CJ Fedorowicz? Which one?
CJ Fedorowicz.
Yeah, I think Fedorowicz is the safer of the two. I mean, Green's another good one. Big Ben seems to really love him.
The correct answer is Jason Witten.
Jason Witten?
Oh, yeah.
27 career games against the Giants. He's averaging 14 DraftKings points per game.
Oh, he got a 0 last game, didn't he? I remember that, yeah.
His first catchless game in like 15 years or something stupid.
Yeah, 15 years. I'm definitely always. What do you say?
He owns the Giant. He owns the Giant for some reason.
Yeah, he scored 7 touchdowns in his last 7 games against them, and 3 of those games were 2 touchdown games.
Yeah, even in his first game against him this season where Dak kind of struggled, he put up 15.6. So I'm always down for using Jason Witten in cash.
I'm definitely down with Jason Witten.
Old tight ends, that's like my brand.
And when he's 3-1, like we said with Robbie Anderson, I mean, what does he really need to do?
Right, but do we need to go that? Do we need to go down that far in price?
I mean, it's going to give us a lot of money for flex. Let's see what we have.
True. Let's plug it in, do defense, and then see what we got.
Yeah. Because I don't really like – I mean, who do we like – let's just go back to tight end. Who do we like that much more than Witten that we're willing to pay up for?
Nobody really.
Fedorowicz? Are we that much more
Rob
confident?
has a man crush on Tyler Eifert.
I do.
Yeah, besides Rob's Tyler Eifert man crush.
No, but I mean, I could go Jimmy Graham against Green Bay.
Yeah.
Walker, I think, is going to be a good play against Denver, who's been.
I just think. Do you think Eifert and Graham can hit value without scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, I just don't think they're as
Eifert,
safe.
no. Jimmy Graham, yes.
I don't see a scenario in which Jason Witten doesn't get 5 for 50.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think because Jason Witten obviously doesn't need a touchdown to hit value, whereas if you're paying up for Tyler Eifert, you're banking on him getting a touchdown, which is still a good bet, but let's just
actually
move
like
on defense.
higher price.
What do you say? Sorry, Rob.
I said I actually like Delaney Walker for the higher price, but
Yeah,
I'm okay with just keeping Witten in there and see what we get for flex. Because if it's going to make us stronger in the flex area, I'd rather do that.
yeah, we can always go back. Who's the play at defense this week? Tell me who the play is, Charles.
Cincinnati against RG3.
What is their price? Did I miss them?
35.
30.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, they're priced up since it's against Cleveland, which kind of sucks. But I mean, that's still $400 cheaper than Minnesota, which is another sweet spot against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
For my article that I write for FaffleHouse.com, here's exactly what I wrote. If you blindly selected the defense against Blake Bortles, on average, you get 9 DraftKings points. And I don't think I'm going to use any other defense on any DFS site, just only Vikings defense.
I like that.
Yeah, plus, he's got more pick sixes than wins in his career.
More pick. Yeah,
It's much more likely that he throws a pick 6 than wins this game. So
yeah, I'm completely fine with using
How about
Minnesota.
We have the cash
What's
to
the
go.
Broncos? Do we like the Broncos at all?
Not really. The way Tennessee attacks you is the Broncos' weak spots: running back and tight end.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Let's just say we want to pay down a little bit more. Anyone else we like lower on here?
Nah, the only thing that I considered down was San Francisco, but yeah, not in cash. No way.
Yeah.
Can't. Yeah.
That's
I'll
not-
bring
that's not-
up my punt play in defense when we get to GPP.
All right. So do we want to? You know what? We'll lock in the Vikings, D, just because I think they're the best play on the board. I like the Bengals too, but I mean the Vikings are just a much better defense. So we're gonna plug them in. That's 7,800 at flex. That's a nice. What was it?
$78. That is nice.
That is nice. All right, that's T.Y. Hilton money.
Yep.
So we could have played him.
But who do we want? Let's just say, okay, so how much was Delaney Walker? 4,400. So if we wanted to pay up, let's just say we'll take someone in the 6,500 to the 7,800 range here. Who do we like the best?
we just touched on how the Broncos are pretty susceptible to running the running game. I think DeMarco Murray is in for a nice spot here.
Yeah, I love Murray in this spot. I mean, he's definitely going to get the workload. That's their main attack.
Him and DJ are the only guys that you can count on for 20 touches every game. So
Yeah, and Le'Veon Bell.
I'm good with
Anyone else we want? Anyone else we can look at here?
I have Melvin Gordon down for cash, but I'd prefer Murray.
Yeah, I'd prefer Murray too. So if we plug Murray in, we still have 800 remaining. Where do we want to move up here? That's the
Fedorowicz.
Say
Fedorowicz. Do we go Fedorowicz? I mean, is that the best move to go? Unless the only other move I think would be to move
Frank Gore.
Sanders. No, I was thinking Sanders, but I don't know.
I was thinking Sanders too.
Yeah, there's nothing. I'm looking at some of the prices, and I don't see anybody I like around there.
How about above Gore for 5,600 or less?
That's what I was saying.
I mean, who do we like though?
Riddick's back at practice today.
I like Riddick. If you're going to attack the Bears defense, it's going to be a pass-catching running back.
Yeah, we could go. So would we rather have Riddick and Witten or Fedorowicz and Gore? That's the question.
We could go even higher at running back if we go down at tight end to Jermaine Gresham, who's hit 3x in 4 straight weeks, and his price hasn't gone up.
We can get who? Jeremy Hill then?
I'm not sure if those.
How much is Jeremy Gresham?
I don't know if I can trust him.
He's gonna get 7. Like he's getting 7 points. Like it's just gonna happen. 3 straight weeks he's had 4x at, and
Michael Floyd's back though this week too.
Yeah.
He's
So that might
terrible.
eat
Every
into
year,
some of
people
his-
talk him up like, "Oh my God,
yeah,
Michael
he's-
Floyd's gonna
he's
break
terrible.
out."
He's
Oh,
garbage.
the worst.
Yeah,
And
he's
even
bad, but he eats up targets.
He's a
Yeah,
marketing
even-
receivers.
Even the weeks before, when you said he got 3x the last 3 weeks, even before that, he had 8 and 6. So I mean, it's not even if he gets that, you're going to be if he gets 8 or 6 points, I would be fine with him for mid price. That's not a bad
He has
play.
no upside, but I mean,
If-
cash.
if
You
he's
can lock
zero
him in for
upside.
7 points.
If you plug him in, who can we pay up for?
All right, so if we plug him in at tight end, then we go to running back, we have 6,200. So we can pay up to Doug Martin if we want to,
like
No.
Freeman.
I prefer
or
Freeman.
Freeman.
much
I would say
rather
Freeman.
Yeah.
I have Freeman
I
on my
like Freeman a lot.
So I got
Do you
Freeman. as
prefer
one of my
Freeman to
favorite
Jimmy Hill?
GPPs.
I
yeah.
like Freeman over Hill.
Yeah, definitely Freeman over Hill.
I mean,
I don't
would-
trust
I
a
like
running
both.
back that runs 23 times for 33 yards,
Yeah, Freeman gets the workload. I mean,
especially if Julio is really banged up and will be just like a decoy and stuff. They're going to run through Freeman a lot that game.
do you have
LA's
have-
given up the fourth most points to the running back over the last 5 weeks too. So.
Oh, that's nice. How about do we have the DVOA against running backs receiving there? Look at
Yeah, they're 6th against running backs and receiving and 12th in run DVOA.
How many like targets and yards do they allow to running backs? Do you have that or no?
No, I didn't pull that.
Okay.
I mean, they have when they
36
played
points.
against Hyde, Sims, McCoy, and Ingram, they all scored over 20 points against them. And I think Freeman is definitely up there with McCoy-ish.
Yeah, I like that call. Let's plug Freeman in there, and then we still have 100 remaining. I don't know if there's anywhere we really want to move up.
We got a nice little squad here through the three-headed monster running backs of DJ Murray and.
You know what we never looked at? We never looked at if we went down to cap. Should we do that, or should we just?
I
No,
don't
I
know,
like it the way it is.
I like
All right,
this.
let's run through it. We're just gonna eat that 100 in salary because there's nowhere we really want to move up.
I like it so much that I'm gonna copy it.
Yeah, I like this too.
I'm proud of myself for getting you guys on board with Jermaine Gresham.
Yeah, no, I definitely overlooked
I'm
that.
always on board with the cheap tight end punts. That's one position that I always kind of look to punt just because tight ends are usually pretty volatile. So if you're gonna pick a position that has a wide range of outcomes, it's fine to punt there, I think. Let's run through the cash lineup then. We have Kirk Cousins at quarterback, David Johnson at running back, just lock him in everywhere. Devontae Freeman as our RB2 in here. Emmanuel Sanders, Jamison Crowder, and Robbie Anderson at wide receiver. Our min-price punt, Jermaine Gresham at tight end. DeMarco Murray in the flex, and then Vikings D. And always make sure, I didn't show the times here. But you always want to make sure you get your latest running back. So was it going to be Freeman? Yeah. So you always want to make sure we'd swap this and we'd put Freeman in the flex just in case. Always a smart move to do. How's that lineup look to you guys?
Love it.
I mean,
like
we
it a
have
lot,
Robbie
too.
Anderson, Jermaine Gresham. Like, what could go wrong?
That's true. One of them has a good shot at like 5x probably, I would assume. All right, we're clearing it out and going to GPP. You guys ready?
Yep.
It's 1 a.m. I'm more than ready.
Hey, we got 7 minutes before 1 a.m. Let's see if we can get it done in 6.
Yeah. All right, who's the quarterbacks for GPP? Let's see. Anyone up top again, or we mentioned Luck. I think you can also go for GPP with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
I can do
Winston.
Winston, I like Winston for GPP. He's probably going to be a rather chalky option, I would assume. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
actually
I
have-
think it might
I mean,
be
there's
spread
not-
out.
There's normally
I think
not
with
too much chalk at
quarterbacks-
quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with quarterbacks, the ownership percentage doesn't mean quite as much.
Except for last week when Drew Brees was 50% and scored,
And
what,
sucks.
6
But it's
points.
great if you didn't have him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
On
was awesome.
fantasy,
Except for
James Winston's
Yeah, right.
own quarterback.
What do you
I
say?
can do Rivers.
Fantasy Aces, their contests, you can see percentages from Thursday to Monday slate. And Jameis Winston's at 25% highest owned quarterback.
Yeah, that's probably – I don't think he'll be that high owned, but I think he'll be the highest owned quarterback.
It's also a 2-quarterback league, so it's out of 200% instead of
Wow.
100%.
All right, so let's
I like Dalton.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, no.
Rodgers.
I don't. Dalton
Another
has
one.
maybe like one game in his career with more than 2 touchdowns. I know this season he doesn't have any with more than 2.
Yeah, but he's 6K.
Every season he has at least one. He's due.
Last game he put up 25. If he gets 25 when he's 6K, I mean,
Nah, if we go down there, go $100 under that and go Dak.
you'd rather have Dak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Much
I'd probably
rather
rather have
have
Dak.
If we're going down like GPP, it's Kaepernick.
Yeah, either one of them. A lot of people will be scared off of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaepernick's ownership will be down.
Let's go Cap.
Yeah, I'm feeling Cap here
I'm good
too.
with Cap.
Just because even he can get that upside with just his legs. So, and he's facing the worst pass defense in the league. All right, running back. Do we lock in David Johnson? No doubt in the GPP, or is there a little bit more to consider?
Nah, I think you can go in another direction besides having to go David Johnson in GPPs.
I like Zeke.
I love Zeke.
I think. You guys think paying up at wide receiver might be the move for tournaments this week, or?
I tried that last week. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work last week.
I don't think there's enough to pay up there for. I mean,
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, Evans, and that's it. But I don't know.
I like OBJ.
Of course,
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Giants
Yeah, of course. I normally I don't. Like I feel like he's like a jerk. I was just reading his tweets.
His Twitter rant.
Oh my god, that was bad.
About Skip
I
Bayless.
mean,
Cowboys have
Brandon-
done a decent job against him, though.
Sunday Night Football.
Oh, he's prime
Odell
time.
Beckham with Brendan Carr in front of him, streaking down the right sideline, makes a miraculous catch with one hand. It's gonna happen.
Do we have any primetime splits on Odell Beckham?
I don't, but they're probably ridiculous.
I just imagine they're ridiculous. Charles, you got any?
I
just
just figure it out if you
he takes
guys
his-
stall.
He
Yeah,
takes
we'll
his
stall.
time.
We'll stall while Charles does that. Let's talk about some more running backs
That
up
works, too.
top. So David Johnson, I think, God, it's so hard to fade him, but I think fading him for tournaments is a decent strategy, especially when I feel like Le'Veon Bell has the same ceiling. What do you guys think? Or no, not on the road.
He has the same ceiling, just not the same floor.
Yeah, so for tournaments, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer move to go Bell over David Johnson.
He's at 16% on fantasy aces as opposed to 29 for David Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think David Johnson will be higher than that on DraftKings.
Oh yeah, he definitely should.
How about McCoy? McCoy
You
at
want to
home this year,
Throw out your little note there, Cheesy.
I mean, it's not.
28
I-
per game. At
I
home.
saw a little thing pop up about Mike Gillislee like taking goal line work. I don't know if I believe that entirely, but it's definitely something.
I don't know. He did have only 8 carries last week, and 5 of them were red zone carries.
And a lot
And
of
I think McCoy only had like 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, you're saying
a lot of McCoy's upside has come through touchdowns at home. I mean, he has a 2-touchdown game against Jacksonville, a 3-touchdown game against San Fran, a 2-touchdown game against Arizona, which could limit his upside. But the Bills are scoring 32 points a game at home, which helps out a lot. I'm still fine playing McCoy, even with the red zone work, I think. You guys off him because of the Gillislee red zone work?
I mean, he still put
yeah.
up 23 points last week. But
Yeah.
I don't think it makes sense to fade anyone in that kind of range with like Zeke, Melvin Gordon, Shady, and DeMarco. You shouldn't really fade any of them. Have some exposure
Yeah.
to them all.
Yeah. How about who else do we want to go for? Anyone else with high upside down here? Any Thomas Rawls? Looked good last week. The Green Bay's run defense is tough.
my hot take is Matt Forte.
Matt Forte. Oh, he's 6,800.
Forte against the 49ers. That terrible run
Yeah.
defense.
I'm only doing it in GPPs, but
Oh, yeah, definitely. But nah, I like that.
He's just been bad, though.
Yeah. Like
I-
at the beginning of the
that's
season,
I-
everyone was like,
I really didn't even look at him, honestly.
Yeah,
I was
he hasn't
more into
had-
the passing game. Oh, wow.
I like it, but he's just priced up. Like, he's too
"That's
expensive for me.
ridiculous." Yeah, I'd rather do Jeremy.
I'd
House
rather
than
go.
Harris.
I'd rather go.
the extra 200 for Murray.
Yeah, that or even pay less for Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw someone in here though. Quiz Rogers is 5'6".
He's supposed to see bigger workload.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about cheap
I mean,
running backs?
If
sorry.
Lamar Miller turns out to be healthy enough, he's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Plus, that was the best
50.
game he had all year. 5,100.
What is? Oh yeah, that was against Indy last time.
Yeah, he
Get a
that was
monster
his
game.
first touchdown of the season last time.
He's not still getting the workload.
I need that in yearly, so let's make that happen.
All right, you know what? We're gonna plug him in because 5,100 to me is too cheap for Lamar Miller.
I got you. Your go ahead.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, are we fine with Zeke and Lamar Miller just to finalize running back, or do we want to?
I mean, I don't
Present it.
like Lamar Miller. I never roster him because I don't know.
I mean,
how many career games did he have with like 20 touches
This season, he has a lot.
in his career?
Well,
that's only
completely
because,
different. He was on Miami.
Didn't feed him.
Yeah, he had 22 before last game. He left the game early last week, right? Or no?
I mean, he's no, he only missed a little bit of time. He's just ridiculously volatile. Like he's really up and down.
But he gets the work. I mean, 22 touches, 26 touches, 15, 17. He gets the workload.
And the Colts are 31st in run DVOA.
Yeah, I'm fine. He's 5K. I'm fine with him at 5K. How about
I'll keep my mouth shut.
If you hear that Ingram's out, you just go down to Hightower anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, wide receiver. Let's move on to that.
I got you your Beckham stat for
What's our
prime
Beckham prime stat here? I want to know it.
All right. It only goes back to 2014, but since then, in 19 primetime games, he's averaging 21 points per game. So, I mean, that's pretty legit. But if you plug in that he's played against the Cowboys, it drops
How many games
down
is that?
to 16 points per game in 5 games.
Oh.
So he does take a nice hit going up against Dallas.
How about at home? Can you plug that in too?
At home? Yep. Hang on.
He's played since 2014, has 19 primetime games.
Yeah, what?
Apparently so. Yeah.
Because he's averaging 23
at home. Yeah, 23 at home in 2 games in prime time.
And that's what he's averaging this year. So I think 23 seems like a reasonable projection. I don't know.
Yeah, and on Fantasy Aces, he's just what was it?
Yeah, I mean for GPPs, he's
5% owned.
He's
at
all right
5%. I think we need to take a look at Beckham at 5%.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
If that's what he's going to be on DraftKings, which we don't know that for sure, but
the man has. He will be, but
he's got as high a ceiling as anyone in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the ceiling's definitely there. Yeah, for GPP, he's fine play.
Yeah, let's take a
Wouldn't
shot.
touch him in cash, but yeah,
we're shooting for the Millionaire Maker winning lineup this week. So
yeah, naked cap Lamar Miller. Let's get it.
Yeah, I've seen crazier.
All right, let's scroll down. Mid-range receiver.
Joe Flacco win it last week.
Around 6K. Yeah, naked Joe Flacco, I think.
Stupid.
Not even Pitta. I don't think they even had Pitta on there. Who do we like around 6K? Anyone? Tyrell Williams we mentioned, but he's got one arm.
I mean, he might only need one arm to obliterate the Panthers secondary.
What'd you say?
He might only need one arm to obliterate.
that's true. Yeah. How about any Terrell Pryor love?
No. I'd rather Coleman than Pryor, personally.
I don't know how it happens, but every time I see Terrell Pryor, he's just always wide open. Anyone else wide receiver? It's going to have like 99 route running in Madden next year.
Is the ultimate shot Sammy Watkins this week?
I love me some Sammy.
Oh, I love it.
He's off limitations now. All they were trying to do was get his cardio back up. He's running 40 plays per practice now, and that's what he ran in the game this past week. So they're unleashing him this week, they said. And
against Pittsburgh at home. Yeah.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh's ranked 28th in pass DVOA to number 1 receivers, and I know they've given up quite a few big plays this year.
Robert Woods is coming back too, so that might give a little less pressure on him.
Yeah, that'll help him out a lot.
I love that play. Can we plug him in? I'm all over that. How about Deshaun against Philly? We got to talk about the narrative here.
Oh yeah.
Even though Chip Kelly's no longer in Philly, he might still have some
game.
Yeah, might still have some revenge. All right.
Is it a
Give
revenge
me the
game?
lowdown on Deshaun.
There's rumors they want him back.
What'd you say?
Is it really a revenge game anymore, though? Because there's rumors
Yeah.
they want him back in the offseason.
I don't know if it's really revenge. It would be revenge if Chip Kelly was still there, but I don't know anymore. But still, even
I mean,
without
he's got
that,
the
it's
upside.
just, he's always got the upside.
He definitely has the upside.
Eagles are terrible against the deep ball. They're ranked 24th in DVOA, and they're either first or second in 20-yard passes allowed this season.
You took my number.
Oh, my bad.
Is that what you're gonna say, Cheesy?
Nah, I was gonna say that 24th in the DVOA against deep ball.
Yeah, I like that. Let's just we can plug them in there, but we only have 43.50 remaining, so probably going to pay down a little bit more. Let's see.
We can plug in defense and see what we're looking at.
Well, we still need our receiver in here first. We can always go back up. Did we just plug? I mean, we could plug in Robbie Anderson again if we want to for 3K, or we can play
Taylor
Ted
Gabriel.
Ginn. Taylor Gabriel. Did he?
Oh my God.
He got in the end zone again last week, you know?
It's the news supposed to be out this week, too.
He was supposed to be out.
Yeah.
I thought Taylor Gabriel got in the end zone. Did he not? Or did they call back?
No, they got called back.
Oh,
How
okay.
did I forget to mention my favorite 4K receiver, Ted Flippin' Ginn?
No.
He's
Wow.
got 9+ DK points in each game since week 6.
Yeah, they are using him a lot more now. They made a comment that they feel like they put too much pressure on him back.
I think he's outscored him this season.
Is that why he did terribly?
Yeah,
We have
I think I'd rather go Gabriel.
I'd probably rather go Gabriel. What's you guys have DBOA on San Diego's deep ball?
They've been a lot better than I thought.
Keep talking. San Diego.
Well, he had 19.6 last game.
I see 6th.
Yeah,
Sixth.
they're sixth.
Yeah.
They're actually been doing really good in the past.
Their
game.
defense has improved overall.
It
Actually,
makes no sense. The quarterbacks keep getting hurt, and they just find these guys off the street.
Since the
And
beginning, their rush defense has improved too. At the beginning of the year, they were
Oh yeah, that team's going to be really legit next
Yeah,
year when
I
they
think
get
so, too.
healthy.
so. Do we really want to play Taylor Gabriel? Where's what's Marquise Wilson's price?
is he playing?
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah, right.
he's on the injury report. Is he playing?
Yeah, I don't know if he's.
Rob,
I know
what do
he
you got on
practiced
Wilson?
Limited.
What was that?
What do you got on Marquise Wilson?
He's
Hurt.
Yeah, trying to put you on the spot. I don't know if you had.
no, seriously. I mean, you don't know who's gonna do anything on that team. It's either gonna be him, it's gonna be Cameron Meredith, or it's gonna be Joshua Bellamy. But it seems like Matt Barkley targets one guy each game, and you got
Wilson got hurt last game. I think if he's playing, I think he's going to be the number one guy there if he's playing.
The problem is he's always hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, ain't it a groin issue too? That's
Groin issue.
Those are kind of rough to come back from.
I mean, I think one of these Bears receivers is going to have to have a good game. I don't know which.
Yeah, I have a hot take
Which
coming up.
one?
I just gotta find this name.
Oh God.
Where's Green Bay at against like Tyler Lockett at 3,700? He's been coming on a lot now that he's healthy.
Yeah, they have been using them a lot more.
31st against the deep ball.
31st. That might have to be the play right there. Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I always like Tyler. I was on him last week.
I was on him before the season started, and he just was never healthy.
I mean, everyone
Yeah.
was.
I wanted to do the double dip last week.
Yeah,
Let's see, where are we at?
you can't go double dip with that though. Dorial Green Beckham, anyone? Is he gonna have Norman on?
I really don't understand that. I don't know why he was so owned last week. I didn't even acknowledge him.
Yeah, he was like 50% or something.
It's
close to that,
ridiculous.
double up.
Something crazy like that, yeah.
I don't.
know
Yeah, I
how
didn't.
people
I mean, I
trusted
looked at him
him.
a little bit, but I guess he was min price. I mean, like I said, anytime someone's min price, it's
Right, got to take a glance at least.
Joshua Bellamy for the Bears. Someone's got to do it. I'm telling you, someone's got to be the man there. I don't know who it's going to be.
This guy's name?
Do we go Marquise Goodwin and Sammy Watkins? No, we don't do that.
No. Nah, if you go down that far, just keep going down all the
There
way.
you go. Got his name.
Who?
On Yahoo, he has wide receiver and tight end eligibility. His name is Daniel Brown.
Who is he?
He is on the Bears.
He's on the Bears.
He's projected 9.03 points in my ridiculously high scoring Yahoo league.
How did you?
9
He's,
points for
He's a
one
tight
game?
end on DraftKings.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's on. I just found him on the model.
Do they
I was just
reward
looking at
points every-
where'd he go?
Do they reward points for every time the guy touches the field there, Cheesy?
Hey, he's had 6 targets and 5 catches in the last 2 games.
Man, as a Bears fan,
wondering.
I know that.
Yeah.
He had I remember seeing him score a touchdown the week I was on Zach Miller.
Against
And I was
the
like, that's
Lions?
awesome.
Yeah, he got a touchdown against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Should we actually make that play against the Lions?
The Lions are horrible against tight ends.
This man's going to be .00. What's his name, PZ?
Daniel Brown.
How have I not heard of this guy?
I
done that.
I just
Nobody-
know that
you
we're
know
going to
what-
have him in there and he's going to score 0 points.
I think he's their third string, and I think their second string got hurt last week, too.
I can
I
tell
don't
you
even
how
know
many
where-
snaps he's been playing.
But why does
I mean,
he
he
have wide
got-
receiver eligibility?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
We need
he
to
was
do
a
some
wide
more
receiver.
digging on this
guys,
guy.
at 2,500, I'd rather play Gresham.
I mean,
He
Yes.
has no upside.
yeah,
I
Gresham
mean,
has
granted,
no
we
upside.
don't really know what Daniel Bryan
But he's got a better match.
We don't even know his name.
In week 12, Daniel Bryan, you got me doing it now. Daniel Brown played 49 snaps out of 80, and then last week 30 snaps out of 63. So he's playing roughly 50% of the snaps.
Yeah, they're saying he's the number. He's looking like the Chicago tight end who will have the most opportunity.
All right, do it.
You know what? We're doing it. Because if we nail this, that's going to be our claim to fame right there. We called
We said
Daniel
Millie.
Brown.
This
Yeah,
is
we said Millie Maker. That man.
this is as hot as my Ben Koyak take last week.
How did that guy do?
He had 1 catch for 4 yards.
Oh, that's okay. All right, let's. You know what? We're just gonna plug in a defense real quick before we do anything else. Who do you like at defense in GPP? Any other?
At this point, I'd probably just go the Bengals. I like Arizona. I think they're, 3,300?
Yeah,
God.
3,200 versus Miami.
3,200.
I'd rather
My
go Miami.
punt play is the Bears, to be honest. So.
We can go Niners if we want to go punt play. Or they're-
They just don't get enough. They don't get enough sacks. They don't get enough pressure. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I like paying up. And
You know who might be the
PPPs.
play? The Buffalo Bills.
As we look at the game log, minus 4 points last week.
No. I played them. I played them this week against the Bengals when they put up 9.
Historically, Rex Ryan has done good against Roethlisberger.
Interesting number about this game here. 95% of the public is betting on Steelers 2 points on the road.
The Bills have one of the best pass rushes in the league, and the Steelers have Big Ben has not performed well on the road. So I mean, I think that's an okay play if we're going. Yeah, the Steelers have the number 1 ranked pass rush in terms of adjusted sack rate.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
how is
PP
I
play.
want to check out Pittsburgh's offensive line real quick because that's normally what I look at. So Pittsburgh's the number 4 offensive line in terms of pass protection. So maybe not the best play, but I mean, Big Ben on the road, like I like that. Anyone else down here that we like?
I always like going against. I like picking on the bad quarterback. So Blake Bortles. I mean, we don't really want to pay up for defense. I get that. I kind of like the Dolphins. Carson Palmer's pretty washed up.
Yeah, it is in Miami too, and they tend to play better in Miami than they
Yeah.
do on the road. A lot better.
aren't they? I thought I heard they're going to be without.
Cameron Wake. I think Cameron Wake's out.
And I think One of their linebackers is out too.
Jordan Cameron.
So
No.
That was a joke.
It might be Kiko. I don't know. I heard it earlier.
So Miami is 27th in pass rush.
And they have Donkey Kong Sue.
I'd prefer the Bills over the Dolphins in this spot, just because I
Yeah.
don't think the Bills will have any ownership.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, if we don't pay up, I think Bills is.
Let's
way
just
to
put
go
them in there
down.
for now. We can always change it. With the way this lineup's going, we gotta play the Bills defense in there. All right, back to wide receiver. Let's go around 6K range.
I think we go Djax, right?
Yeah, you know what? Let's go
We
DJs.
were talking about him a lot.
Yeah, there's no one else I'd rather play around him, I don't think, in GPP. Brandon LaFell? Any Brandon LaFell love? We
No.
definitely got
Why would anyone ever love Brandon LaFell?
Hey, he put up 5 for 95 and a touchdown last week. 7. His targets the last 3 weeks are 9, 9, and 7. Yeah, he's a garbage can, but so is Cleveland's defense. So I don't hate it. You could do a lot worse than Brandon LaFell this week.
Any love for Rashard Matthews, who somehow scores a touchdown every week?
It's
I
not
know.
against Denver. Yeah.
Not against Denver.
All right, so let's plug in Deshaun then. Oh no, yeah, we have 7,200 at flex. So that's going to put us again in the DeMarco Murray range. Brandon Marshall. Do we go Brandon Marshall just because I don't think he's going to
No.
Who in their right mind is going to play Brandon Marshall at 7K? Like, is there going to be people on him this week?
I'd be okay with it, but not with this lineup construction.
Yeah, this lineup's way too off the wood.
Do we just go to Marco Murray then? And just take our points?
Or chalk. I mean, we need some chalk.
Yeah. I don't even know if it'd be
okay.
that. I think people have caught on now that playing running backs against Denver is the optimal play. But earlier in the season, you were getting them at low ownership every time. So maybe there's still some of that carries over. So we'd want to put Ezekiel, that's the night game, so we put him in the flex. And then we can always, so let's just do that real quick just to show. Are you looking at Brandon Marshall's ownership, you said, Cheesy?
It's not going very well. He's very far down.
All right, who did we just say we wanted in the DeMarco Murray? And then we're going to put Zeke's.
Labs has them projected 2 to 4%.
Yeah, so even if this leaves us some flexibility too, I guess we can go Dez if we're like behind and we want to switch out Zeke or something like that. So is this what we like? Is there anything we want to change?
I like
You
it.
got Daniel Brown, whose name I didn't remember until 15 seconds ago.
I actually like that play. Like, I don't hate it.
You're a Bears fan, and you literally didn't even know who he was.
Dude, Rob, did you know who that guy was?
No. Dan, what was it?
That's the best kind of play.
Yeah, it's the best kind of play.
No, but what did we call him earlier? Brian Daniels.
Brian.
I don't know. You had a bunch of...
Yes.
That guy's going to take us to the middle. All right. To recap, this is probably one of the more contrarian lineups I've seen in a while. Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. DeMarco Murray and Lamar Miller are our 2 running backs. Odell Beckham, who has one of the highest ceilings in the NFL, as our first wide receiver. Sammy Watkins, who also has a very high ceiling, and Deshaun Jackson. All 3 wide receivers have very high ceilings. Our tight end is going to be our play of the week, Daniel Brown. Definitely make sure he finds a way into the NFL article on House Money Fantasy, which will be up later this week on
Tomorrow.
All right, sweet. So check that out. Our flex is Ezekiel Elliott, and our defense is the Bills. We have 200 remaining. Probably just going to eat that salary. All right, guys.
Someone save our cash lineup somewhere.
It's earlier in the video.
Yeah, I was going to watch it anyway.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, even though – is it off now? What's going on with my screen?
Yeah, we're looking at the beautiful logo that we have.
All right. Take us home here. So you've been watching House Money Fantasy's NFL lineup builder. I'm TJ Brashears. Definitely make sure to give House Money Fantasy a follow on Twitter at HouseMoneyDFS. You can follow me personally on Twitter at TJ_Brashears. That's BRASHEARS. Or on the Fantasy Life app at TJB128. All right, guys. Want to say your goodbyes?
Bye, everybody.
All right, throw out the Twitter handles at least.
Cheesy
The fantasy lives.
_FL on Twitter, Cheesy on Fantasy Life. And
All right, that's CheeZi.
CheeZi.
There we go.
You can
Rob, how
find me
about
on
you?
Twitter you can find me on Twitter at Shy Sports Nut 25, or you can find me on the Fantasy Life app at Shy Ruxin, ChiRuxin. And yeah.
All right, Charles.
Over to you.
You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealCRFTV. And the best way, really, to get a hold of me is on the Fantasy Life app. Join the DraftKings DFS banter chat and just tag me CRFTV in there.
Yeah, we got the real CRFTV with us. We don't have any imposters here. So.
Yeah, I'm very concerned that there's going to be a fake CRFTV account in like 6 minutes.
There's already
It might actually be me. Like, I'm actually like going to make this account now.
Oh, and before we sign off, tomorrow I'm going to put the links up under our YouTube video for the DraftKings and the FanDuel contest. Let's see if we can get those filled up before the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be sweet. All right, one last big thanks to the sponsor of the show, Clock Dodgers. We hope you guys all have a good night. Again, make sure to check out the NFL article, which Charles is writing, and it'll be on HouseMoneyFantasy.com tomorrow. And Cheesy's FanDuel hot takes.
Stars and darts.
Cheesy, you giving us any sneak peek? I guess you kind of did with that Daniel Brown. Is he going to make his way in there?
I'm going to write Daniel Bryan, even though I know his name's Daniel Bryan.
All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.
All right, later.
Later.